Hello, you absolute legends. And yes, I'm borrowing your intro, Carl Jobs, but today I want to talk about Billy Mitchell and how this butthole, for lack of better terms, is trying to drag out his court cases as long as possible by using any dirty tactic in the book. But I am actually one of those people that Billy Mitchell would probably never sue because, not because I'm a lawyer myself, I'm not a lawyer, but because I technically am related to someone who was in the legal system. Now, he wasn't a lawyer, but a court administrator. And if you don't know what a court administrator is, basically they work for the court system. Meaning they work with the judges, the lawyers. They work with their secretaries of all the big lawyers. They are basically people whose job it is to herd these lawyers, affectionately termed by a lawyer who spoke at my late father's funeral as donkeys, into court. And this made my father very, very powerful, especially in the state I currently live in, Pennsylvania. Because basically you couldn't throw a rock from Cambridge to Meadville and not hit someone who didn't know my father in some capacity. And basically because my dad worked in the court system, that means that he could get away with stuff that had my mom tried it, who was just a normal person with no court ties whatsoever. She would have gotten massive fines, like driving a car that had the sticker inspection not be valid. But my dad could drive those to work no problem because this man would bullshit his way out of a paper bag of dog shit and have no shit on him whatsoever. I remember this one time where we had to go through a red light to get us to school because we were running late, and we were right near the railroad tracks. And when the officer pulled us over, it was just like, get these kids to school. When he saw it was my dad driving. That's how much power my father had. And I don't really know all that much about the legal system, but when you're adopted by a guy who literally has the power to talk his way out of pretty much any ticket or any problems he could have with any branch of the law. And there were several judges who would not take his case because as they knew him personally. It's probably not a good idea to try to sue them. Because, well, not only would it be very hard for you to get a court date with this person without having to go somewhere entirely out of state, which would be expensive, but there would be a ton of issues just to get through something as small as like a parking ticket or speeding ticket or something like that. Now, my father is no longer alive, but Billy, if you're watching this, and chances are, because I mentioned your name, you are watching this, or you're gonna claim you never watched this, or some YouTuber's gonna cover this video. Basically, I'm a person who technically would have a lot more power because I am the son of a court administrator, and a lot of people knew my father, so I welcome Billy Mitchell trying to sue me, but right now his lawyers are too busy trying to make sure none of his lawsuits ever reach court. They're doing dirty tricks with Twin Galaxies. He's trying to get the lawyer thrown off the case because he's apparently too good and will make all their lies come to light in court. And I even hear that they're trying to tamper and screw up and alter evidence against Carl. Now, I live here in America, so I don't know what the legal system of Australia is. But I could probably do a quick Google search and find out what the laws of Australia are. But jobs is basically living in a state where it not only punishes those people who are willing to throw down lawsuits like the freshly made bread, but also should they try to change any of their evidence or full on change what the lawsuit is about to make it take longer in court, they'll have to pay more money should they lose the court case. So, either he hopes to bankrupt Mr. Jobs, or Jobs. I just call him Carl Jobs because that's what his name is when you search him on YouTube. But basically, he's trying to make these people pay a ton of money and then force them to drop the lawsuit because it causes too much of a financial burden. But he's messing with people who will not back down, and Jobs has already stated that he is prepared, along with Twin Galaxy and several other YouTubers, to fight Mr. Mitchell and take him down legally. I mean, their tactics will probably slow down the gears of justice for a while, but they can't throw a wrench in the machine for long and completely jam up the courts with this case. Eventually, Billy Mitchell will run out of tactics that he can use to prevent this case from coming to court, and one of his case, either Carl Jobs or Twin Galaxies, will use whatever power they need to get this case pushed forward and through the court system. And he will be completely and utterly destroyed, in any credibility, if he had any, will be completely and totally destroyed. Thanks so much for watching this video. Go subscribe to any channel that does video takedowns of Billy Mitchell, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button.